Today we're going to talk about the Rebel T3i, and is it still good for YouTube in 2019? Let's find out. Roll the intro. This will be the last time you see this camera on screen because I'm going to start filming from this camera right now. Now we're on the Canon EOS Rebel T3i, a camera that came out in 2011 and we're using it in 2019. Before we jump into the review of this camera, we got to have our daily brew. And today's brew is a Kona longboard. This is one of my favorite beers. I've had it plenty of times, but it has been a while. So let's break this thing open and get into it. The Kona longboard is an island lager, is what they call it. It's pretty refreshing. It kind of reminds me of like an American light lager. It's very light tasting. It's not really full body, but it does have enough flavor in it to keep you occupied and keep you interested without tasting like too much like a Bud Light or Michelob Ultra. It is very tasty, and the brew approves. So let's dive down into the Canon T3i. As you can see, the T3i, fairly large camera. Good, feels good in the hand. There's a nice hand grip on this camera. The LCD screen is big and bright. There's also the viewfinder. So the ISO on normal goes from 100 all the way to 6400 with an additional 12,800 if you download Magic Lantern. Recording frame rate are 30 frames per second in 1080, 24 frames per second in 1080, 60 frames per second in 720, and 30 frames per second in 720. The Canon T3i has an 18 megapixel sensor. It's an APS-C size sensor, so it has the ability to take a large array of lenses. The Canon T3i takes the Canon EF and the EFS size lenses, so there's plenty of Canon lenses as well as third-party developers who've made lenses for this thing. The group of EF lenses are on the cheaper side, so you don't have to break your bank to get new lenses for this camera. It has a 3-inch LCD viewfinder as well as an optical viewfinder that can be used since it is a DSLR camera. You can use the optical viewfinder, which some people find good. As far as video, I don't really use it. Some people in photography may use the optical viewfinder, but I do not. The weight of this camera is 36.4 ounces, so it is on the heavier side if you're going to be doing some vlogging or anything where you're holding the camera for a long time. One reason why I love this camera and most DSLRs, especially from Canon, is the availability of a microphone input jack. It also has a hot shoe mount, so you can mount your microphone on top, which is great because the LCD screen flips out from the side, which Canon has made very popular. Now let's talk about the autofocus on this camera. If you can see here, it's not in focus. So let me zoom in. So to autofocus on this camera, you actually have to hold down the shutter button and then the camera will autofocus. It will not do it on its own. You have to hold the button down, which is kind of a drag because I can't move around very much and stay in focus. A lot of professional videographers don't rely on autofocus anyways, but as you can hear, the motor's working inside the lens. I mean, it's pretty loud. This video review will be based on 5 segments. We will have video quality, audio quality, stabilization, vlogging capabilities, and cinematic capabilities. So what we want to see is if the T3i can still hold its own in those 5 categories, and if it can, it could still be a viable camera for YouTube. Video quality. Audio quality. This is the audio test for the Canon Rebel T3i. If you can tell, I'm now using the onboard audio and it's a little breezy out here. It's not too bad, but there's no kind of wind muff or anything, so I don't know that you can hear this, but audio test 1 2 3, audio test 3 2 1. vlogging capabilities. This is the vlogging test for the Canon Rebel T3i DSLR camera. One thing about vlogging with this camera, currently I have it on a little handheld tripod, a flexible tripod, and it's okay, but it's heavy. Man, this thing is heavy. It's a lot heavier than using a point and shoot or a GoPro or your phone for that matter to vlog on. It's not something that I would do every day. Stabilization. This will be the stabilization test for the Canon Rebel T3i. It does not have IBIS or inboard image stabilization, but the lens, the kit lens that it comes with, does have optical image stabilization. So we're gonna see how good that works. So if you can see, I'm walking pretty swiftly now. Let's see how good it holds up. And then let's run. Oh. So, don't know what that looks like, but we'll see it in post. Hopefully it stabilizes it somewhat. I'm not expecting too much though. Cinematic capabilities.
I'm alone, I'm a broken home. I gave you all the bricks that I own and know. I'm letting go, I'm breaking these walls down, breaking these walls down. If you want adventure, then fly to home. But if you wanna travel, then go alone. Yeah, what's the point in us if I never know? Yeah, if you're gonna leave, I'ma let you go. I'm tired of the pain.
For my conclusion, I find that the T3i is still a viable camera in 2019. If you don't have a large budget, you can pick this thing up on eBay for less than 200 bucks. You can buy the body and the kit lens for around $200 to $250, which won't break the budget, which will allow you to get out there and create. And that's what this is all about. It's about getting out there and creating something. Would I purchase this camera again? You bet. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe to my channel. I will have more budget tech reviews upcoming every week. Have a nice day. Brew out.